Hello, 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 and welcome back to another episode of Inside the Aisle. I'm your host, Nikki Wolf, and for those of you watching on YouTube, I know I kind of look like Minnie Mouse right now. Just ignore that. I needed to switch things up a little bit. I was getting a little bored. Work from home life. We needed to mix things up. So for those of you listening, red lips, red little hair bow or whatnot, but here we are. You did not come to the show for hearing about my parents. You came to learn about stem cells. So let's dive right into it. So let me just be clear. We are not talking about embryonic stem cells. That is not what we are going to be discussing today. That's a whole other chapter. We are talking about the stem cells that are in your body. So they're specialized cells that can actually replicate into any other cell in the human body. So a bone cell can't turn into a lung cell, brain cell can't turn into a heart cell, but stem cells can turn into others. So, if there's damaged or diseased or dead cells in the body, they can actually replicate and replace those cells. So I think that's pretty cool. Stem cells are really helpful for pain, inflammation, cognitive function, and overall healthy aging. I think that's one of the main reasons that people tend to do or take stem cells is the pain, but also as we get older and we age, our bodies are taking on a lot of DNA changes, a lot of inflammation, free radicals. And so what stem cells do is it helps replace those rundown tissue and repair the damage that is caused by those things. So we'll dive into that. But again, quick kind of explanation of stem cells. They are the basic building blocks that make up the human body, and they are supportive for just overall repair, inflammation, youthfulness, and especially reduction of pain and inflammation. So I know a lot of individuals are going to other countries. I know particularly Mexico, and spending $20, $30, $40, $50,000 for stem cell therapy. And so what they do is they inject stem cells into the joints, the knees, to help reduce that pain and inflammation. And I'm all about Mexico, having a good time. My husband and I went to Tulum for our honeymoon, and it was incredible. So whether you're going for that or a good taco margarita situation, I'm all about it. But stem cell therapy might cost you a pretty penny out there. And there's a lot of resources that we have here that are much more affordable that we can be doing to help reduce that pain and inflammation and provide a more youthful cellular structure in the body. So before we kind of go into why else do we need them, what damages them, I want to give a basic understanding or an easy analogy, and you guys know I like my analogies, of stem cells. So this is the way I used to train at my stores. I hope this is helpful and valuable for you. So I want you to imagine that you are a clerk at a grocery store and you're the opening shift. I don't know, maybe you get there 6 a.m. And so you're outside the front door before, the early person gets there and they can unlock it. So you're standing there with maybe another clerk, a manager, and the maintenance guy or maintenance woman. So you're standing there, they open up the doors and you get over to work, and the maintenance guy comes in and, a kid came in the vitamin department and knocked everything over. Maybe the toilets are flooding, the ovens burnt something, the windows were shattered, all of these things. There's so much calamity that maintenance guy comes in and he has an 8-hour shift that he has to get a heck of a lot done. And, maybe by the end of his shift, he was able to tackle maybe 2 of those items, and the rest of those tasks are going to roll over to the next day. But instead, let's imagine the next day, you show up and, it's 6 a.m., you're waiting for that door to open. There's 3 maintenance guys there. The door's open, they walk in, all that stuff, the flooded floors or toilets, the burnt stuff, the windows, any sort of chaos or calamity gets done so much quicker, so much more efficiently. And now all of a sudden, their 8-hour shift isn't even over, and they have this free time of, hey, Barbara, can I help, desk the shelves or stock the shelves? Hey, can I grab the carts? Or, they have this extra time and resources to be able to get other things done. So I want you to imagine your stem cells as that maintenance crew, your maintenance crew in the body. They are going to first, when there's a limited amount of stem cells within the body, they're going to first tackle the high priority items. Maybe that's immunity. Maybe that's keeping you alive. Maybe that's making your heart pump, whatever that might be, especially if you're going through a serious illness, that's going to be the priority. But other things like maybe hormonal imbalance, hair, skin, and nails, metabolism, that's not such a high priority. So they're going to let those tasks roll over to the next day. But if we can increase the stem cell amount or the maintenance crew in our body, the more quickly, the more efficiently everything gets done. And now they have the ability to start working on this youthfulness, this healthy aging beyond those priority of just survival. Let's take you to that thrival. So the more stem cells we have in the body, the more efficient everything can get done. I hope that was a decent clarification of how stem cells worked. When I kind of understood it in that way, it was really helpful for me. So let me address two main things that I think are important to know, because I did kind of touch upon them. So we talked about free radicals and DNA damage. So you might have heard of free radicals. I mean, you've probably heard of antioxidants. Blueberries and certain berries and vegetables and fruits have a high level of antioxidants. And what those do is it balances out the negative effects of free radicals. So free radicals are incomplete molecules on the hunt for a mate. So you kind of have this stem and there's different cells in there, and they're really looking to kind of fulfill that cellular structure. Now, in your body, they can jump around kind of like a pinball, and they cause damage, which is also known as oxidative stress. So if you imagine like you cut an apple and you leave it out and it starts browning, that's oxidative stress happening. So just take that and kind of imagine it with your body and with your cells and your tissue. So we don't want that. So they cause that damage until they manage to steal an electron from a healthy cell. So that's what I was talking about, that cell structure where they're really looking to fulfill that full cell. Okay, this is total tangent, but I'm thinking about like, I have a little bit of OCD. And, if like, let's say you have a plate and you can't finish it, you really you have to finish it. You have to make it complete. Or maybe you're like journaling or something and you have to finish the entire page. I don't know why this came to mind. Maybe it'll relate to some of you. If you're like, what the heck, Niki, let me know. But think of maybe that as like, those cells are a little OCD. They want a complete cellular structure. They don't want anything missing. And so those free radicals will steal an electron from a healthy cell. And now that healthy cell becomes damaged. So now that healthy cell is a little chaotic. Hopefully that makes sense. So free radicals are everywhere. They're in the air we breathe, thanks to pollution and secondhand smoke. And even they're in the food and drinks that we eat. And even so like fried food, alcoholic drinks, cake, everything like that. But sorry about that. If you hear my dogs, they're going wild. There's a lot of squirrels outside and they go nutso for those. So I apologize if that's what you get in the background. So Benny and Jet, those are the name of my dogs. They're outside having fun and attacking some of those squirrels. So even the food you eat, converting that food into energy actually produces free radicals. So that's why it's so important to eat antioxidant rich foods, because we're constantly taking in free radicals, and everything we do, even if you're eating the highest quality, like bioidentical, organic, grass-fed food, you're still going to be creating free radicals. And so those antioxidant rich foods are going to be really supportive to help nourish your body and support stem cell production. And quick shout out, Life Seasons does have an incredible antioxidant formula. It used to be called Healthy Aging, makes sense. But now it's called Ageless Skincare. So same exact formulation, just a different name. So we'll do an episode on that in the future. Now, DNA damage, we talked about that. So your DNA is constantly under attack from those free radicals that are created, again, from those pollutions, from the food, and even internal stress. And so when those free radicals, bounce around like that pinball, they can react with DNA, which can cause mutations, cell deletion, and other serious damage. And so we really want to be cautious and we want to protect ourselves. And so again, that's where stem cells come into play. And whether it's pain, inflammation, DNA damage, stem cells are going to be really supportive against that DNA damage and free radicals. So where that leaves me is Stem Booster. So Stem Booster is our incredible formulation. I'll give you, for those of you watching, okay. So this is our stem cell formula. This might be backwards, but I wanted to give a quick shout out. The reason why I'm doing this episode right now, Zona from Prescott, Arizona, she wrote in and wanted to hear an episode on Stem Booster and a deeper explanation. So thank you so much. I think it's pronounced Zona. Zona. However you pronounce it, I apologize if I'm not saying it right, but thank you so much for writing in and just supporting this channel. So I greatly appreciate it. And any of you that are interested in learning about something specific, whether that's coaching, a wellness topic or an individual life seasons formula, please reach out. Please comment on the channel. Let us know what you want to hear. So thank you again to Zona in Prescott, Arizona. I really appreciate it. So now moving back to Stem Booster. So Stem Booster is going to do a few things. It's going to support the nourishment and the natural production of our stem cells. It's going to support a healthy inflammatory response, which is going to be really good for that overall pain and well-being. And then it's going to help with healthy aging, skin radiance, and cognitive health, which who doesn't want that? We all want that. So if you're listening, and I know Shelby and I recently talked about doing an episode on skincare and all that kind of stuff. We definitely are going to be including this stem cell formula in there because it is phenomenal for just overall aging and a youthfulness. So with that being said, let's dive into some of the ingredients. So there is scientific evidence that shows that a combination of certain ingredients, so green tea, blueberry, carnosine D3 in a good quality dosage. So you guys know with Life Seasons, we love our therapeutic doses. So our high potencies, they're going to be shown to increase the body's production of these stem cells. So again, we're not putting in stem cells into the formulation. We are putting in the ingredients that increase the amount of stem cells in the body. So kind of those combinations, again, of some of those ingredients, the vitamin D3, blueberry, carnosine, green tea, all of those have been clinically researched, and again, at those higher levels to increase stem cells. We also have spirulina, so you're probably familiar. It's that blue-green algae. Sometimes I make this, I called it like a mermaid drink. If you go to Air One in Los Angeles, I don't think they've called it mermaid. That's just what I've called it. So I'm patenting that or trademarking. But sometimes if I want a sweet treat, but extra healthified, I'll do almond milk, a little bit of vanilla liquid stevia. I'll do spirulina and some other maybe some chlorophyll, some other little potions and tonics. And it's this beautiful green color, but it's this sweet, delicious drink. You could even add a little bit of vanilla protein powder. That would be kind of nice. Maybe something that dissolves really easily, like a peptides in a peptide form. Anyways, caveat, maybe you guys like that or interested. So anyways, spirulina has been proven to increase your body's production of the stem cells and then help protect against the lost stem cells that, can impair brain cell loss and affect so many different things. So next, my grandma's calling. I'll have to call her back. Grandma, I'll be there in a little bit. That's real life for you. So next ingredient we have royal jelly, which is an antioxidant-rich food for queen bees. We use Yamada Bee Farm royal jelly, and I'll tell you more about that. But royal jelly has been incredible at promoting the response of stem cells in the body. And in fact, a protein-rich or a protein in royal jelly has been named royal lactin because it enables a female bee to become that queen bee. And the queen bees, I don't know if you know this, can live 40 times longer than a typical worker bee. So the fact that the royal jelly, helps that female bee become a queen bee, I think is pretty fascinating. So if you're out there listening and you want to become a queen bee, get you some royal jelly in there. All right. So, and then Yamada bee, why is that so helpful? So Yamada bee farm is a incredible, expansive farm in Japan. And that's where we source our royal jelly from, and even some of our bee pollen and some of the other products. But they have ethical harvesting that support the health of the bees. And the royal jelly is treated with enzymes to help remove the allergens. And so if you tend to be allergic to bee products, you will not have an issue with this. But they're also proven by more than 100 clinical trials to support the body's response to inflammation, improve immune function, and repair damaged tissues in humans. So again, we use that Yamada Bee Farm royal jelly in our formulation. It's also in our NeuroQ line as well, or the bee pollen is anyways. But the fact that 100 clinical studies is pretty impressive. I mean, just having one clinical study is really nice, but over 100. And again, it's enzyme treated. So if you do have any sort of issues with allergens, you shouldn't have an issue with this. But again, always talk with your doctor. So next ingredient we are going to be talking about is the brown seaweed extract. And there's a lot of new evidence that's coming out that like a major food group in Okinawa is this brown seaweed. And they do it because it increases the ability of the stem cells to know where to navigate or where to go to do that repair work. So again, coming back to our analogy of the grocery store and the maintenance guy, they open up and, walk into the store and there's all these different calamities. Maybe it's an individual coming to them or the manager and saying, okay, this is your priority. This is what you need to do. This is what you need to tackle first. Imagine that manager as the brown seaweed. It's helping your body tell your stem cells where to go, where to prioritize that work. And the brown seaweed extract that we use is standardized to 85% fucoidan. So that's an important thing to know of just as far as like the potency and the levels that we're using in there. So 85% fucoidan. Let's see what we have next. I think that's about it. The D3, again, the blueberry, the vitamin D, the green tea, and the carnosine in combination have always been effective at boosting these stem cells within the body. The serving size for this one is 4 capsules, so you can take it in the morning with food, or you can even take 2 capsules, with breakfast, and then 2 later on with lunch. But who is this for? For the individuals, again, pain, maybe you have some skin issues and you're just trying to improve your glow and your youthfulness. And you've probably, if you're a body care lover or skincare lover and you're always in the store looking for like the next best thing, start taking a stem cell support because it all starts from the inside out. Let's heal and nourish the inside so that we can create this outward radiance and glow that can just show to everybody. So I hope, Benjamin, I hope this makes sense. I apologize for the background and just for the goofiness. I think today has been a weird day and I feel all over the place. So I apologize if it's a little goofy, but that's me. So thanks again. And thank you again to Zona in Prescott, Arizona. I greatly appreciate you reaching out and requesting some more information on our stem cell formula. And I hope this cleared it up for a lot of you guys and maybe helped provide interest clarity and a little bit of inspiration to get some stem cell formulas into your system, you can find Stem Booster at any of your local health food stores. So I live in California. I mean, Air One, Sprouts, Whole Foods, Mother's Market, Lassen's. You'll be able to find it there. But all throughout the country, most of your health food stores will provide this. And you can also find it at lifeseasons.com. So until next time, thank you so much for joining me, and I'll chat with you all soon. Take care.